Well, the first time that I heard this next man that you're about to meet sing, I immediately thought Hampton Roads needs to hear this too. American-based baritone Darren Stokes is quite the performer, and his journey to get to the top is something you just have to hear for yourself. His story is in this morning's I Am Hampton Roads.
My background in music is I've always loved classical music, just didn't know how. I remember one day I couldn't have been older than 10 or 11 years old, and I was watching PBS and they had a commercial come on, and Miss Leontine Price was singing something for the public broadcast station. And when I heard her sing, even as a child, I thought to myself, what a beautiful sound. And I didn't hear anything like that until my senior year in high school. And once again, I stopped in my tracks. I didn't know who it was singing, and all of a sudden I thought to myself, what docile tones? What type of sound is this? And once again, I moved on with my life. I attended Norfolk State University and graduated in 1995 with a degree in chemistry. I moved to New York. I wound up working at, leaving Estee Lauder and moving to Domino Sugar Refinery in Brooklyn, working as a chemist. And my mother called me about 3 years later and said to me, you're in New York and you do absolutely nothing with the arts. I got into a company called the Taconic Opera Company in Peekskill, New York. And he loved my voice so that singing in the chorus, he says, I'm going to give you a small role, a Count Cipriano in Verdi's Rigoletto. I took a leave of absence from my job as a chemist, and I sang with the Natchez Opera Festival in Natchez, Mississippi. And 6 weeks of performing, I came back to my job as a chemist, and I realized that wasn't it anymore. I wondered how I was going to get out of the job. I didn't know how to start opera. I didn't know what was going to happen with my life. A few months later, I got a phone call from a colleague of mine that said, you're about to be laid off. Most people, I can assure you, when they hear the news they're about to be laid off, didn't have the reaction I had. It was a joyous reaction. I got laid off January 31st, 2004. My first professional engagement out in opera outside of the chemistry, or being a chemist, was February 1st, 2004. So I had 24 hours to clean up my apartment, move, change careers, and get my life together. Now in 2012, I know that I found my passion. I know that music has been it for me. And I've had a few people, friends and family that have come to see me perform that have said to me, we knew that you were artistic when you were young. We just didn't know what genre you were going to go into. I love New York. I love going to Europe. I love other towns, but there is something about coming home, and there's always a comfort in knowing everywhere you need to go. I love coming from Suffolk. I love being able to say, the Peanut Festival is coming. I need to go home and go to the parade. I love that. Keep your blinders on. It is of paramount importance that you focus on yourself and not on what's going on around you. As Donald Trump says, if you do something that you love, you will never work a day in your life. And I'm doing something that I love. So the hard work is something that I enjoy. Sometimes you get no's, but sometimes those no's assist you, because when you get a yes, you know how to take it for granted. You appreciate it greater. It's something that when I finally get a yes, I can give my exuberance, the happiness, the joy that I feel for being contracted to perform. I can give that to the audience. My name is Darren Stokes, bass baritone, and I am Hampton Roads.
All right, Darren, he's actually in New York now working on Rumpelstiltskin. You can learn more about him at his website, DarrenKStokes.com. Also want to give a big thank you to the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. We did the interview there in their theater, which you could see. It was beautiful. They have lots of shows coming up, especially for the fall and holiday season. So we'll put a link on our website for you can get information there too.
Great story.
Thanks.
Yeah.
The singing chemist, what I like most is that he hasn't forgot his roots.
Yeah.
Loves it when the Peanut Festival comes back to town.
Yeah,
Good job,
he said
Darren.
a lot of performers, no matter where they come from small towns, but they don't claim that, and that's the first thing he'll tell you from Suffolk, and I'm proud of it.
Right.
So
It's
we
inspiring.
definitely wanted to represent him for an I Am Hampton Roads.
Very good.